Night Whispers on this gorgeous radio, and I'm Sunshine. And today I have.
Barbara Ross D, Sister Sunshine. Good to see you guys again. Good to be a part of the community.
Okay, now I want you to first tell us a little bit about what you got coming on the next few weeks. I know you have a show, a book signing, so tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Sister Sunshine. Well, community, family of humanity, thank you so much for being a part of this experience here at Ghosts Radio. Um, we are going to be honored to celebrate the memoir, Stay in Your Light, 21 Days of Fasting on a Journey Towards Self-Mastery. Once again, with the family of humanity, trying to encourage us all to stay in your light at this time, because we may at this season find ourselves having to go within, having to revisit, having to reflect, having to reinvigorate, rejuvenate, all of those things that guides us to remember the potential that we have, the plans that we have set, the intention that we have set, those things that we have been able to improve on by milestone by milestone by milestone. We need to take some time to reserve some time to remember and to reflect and to appreciate how far we've come, how far we've yet to go, but to also remember how we are able to triumph over the sometimes tragedies, but also some of the trials and tribulations on this journey to keep us on point, on cue with our life's purpose. So stay in your light. It's just a call for all light workers to remember at all times to reflect on the light, to speak with the love and light, to walk in light, to see the light, and to most importantly, be the light that we want to see inside the family of humanity in all of our relations. But on the 16th of January, which is a day we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King's day, we're going to honor the King of Peace by way of having the book signing, not only be a book signing, but we're going to be having a reading from some of the excerpts of the book I'll be reading and narrating. We'll also be having live performances from the mystic astrologer Tuere Chikra, who's going to be bringing unique insight and light onto the gathering, as well as a unique word sound and meditation for us all to participate in, so that we can, sight the light in the 2023 season and sight the light of our highest potential, of our highest self. And we're going to also have performing there Sister Carol Rawls. Carol Rawls is a beautiful sister like Sister Sunshine, who's also a host of a mighty podcast, Culture, Arts and Culture, Arts and Consciousness. And we're also going to have the guests of the Mighty Plums. The Mighty Plums is a group that I have formed with a comrade of mine about 25 years ago. And we are coming together to produce music that is all about, positive love, universal music sensations, peace, love, universal music sounds. And so the Plums are going to be in the house on the 16th of January at Bloom Bars. The historic Bloom Bars, as you may know, is in the Columbia Heights section of Washington, D.C. And that community center is doing so much to help promote togetherness, family, community, all inside of the city of Washington, D.C. So we'll be there on January 16th for two events. My first event will be my Harambe experience from 11 to 12. And then that's the children's work that I have in my children's ministry, which is Harambe. As well as we're going to have the book signing starting at 1, from 1 to 3. So that day of the 16th of January happens to be the day before my birthday. So I'm going to be celebrating my birthday every day of January. But the day of the 16th, we're going to be on location at Bloom Bars from practically 11 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon with the Harambe experience, as well as the Stay in Your Light singing, signing, and reading. And we're going to have light vegan refreshments, of course, for the family who come through. Everyone who comes through and buys a ticket will be able to receive a signed copy of the book on location, as well as, if you go to Eventbrite right now, or you go to Baba Ross D at Linktree, or you just go to my website, babarossd.com. There's so much insight and information that you will be able to have. Again, if you go to Baba Ross D at Linktree, and that's about link, linktr.ee, Baba Ross D, or you can go to babarossd.com. You'll find all the insight to the backstory, what we're looking to do presently and what we're hoping to just share with the family of humanity in the not too distant future. We have some surprises for you all today that we will be talking about potentially of what we're going to be doing to continue to spread this love and light and plant seeds of love and light for the family of humanity to do what? Unite. It's time for us to stop the fuss and fight. Let's learn to pass the peace and not the frustration.
Right. Okay. Well, also too, we're getting ready to do something new. Yeah. And it's going to also called Staying in Your Light. And it's going to have insight on my life. And I guess I might as well get started. So I'll give you all a little breakdown of what we're getting ready to do. So my life is, everybody says, oh, well, if you have money, you grew up with money. Yes, blocker. But it's not about the money. And this is what I try to tell my friends and people. And I'm getting ready to share personal things about my life. So I'm okay with it. And I don't really care what anybody thinks. If anything, I hope and pray that I can help somebody. But I've been in about a 5-year, maybe 6, 7, I done lost count, relationship or phone call talk with somebody who's been locked up. And it was, to me, it was kind of, wow, oh my God, I'm talking to a thug. You know, my mom and father would never appreciate it or never accept it, but it is what it is. And he's a nice guy overall. He talks good. He's not going to go to too much, but his nickname is Ant. So that's would be the word that I'll use when I do discuss him. He's been locked up. He was a lifer. I don't know too much about things of that nature, but if you're a lifer now, they're allowing some of them to come home, which is a great thing. And I really appreciate that. But when they are locked up, I guess that they have scams. They do scams, and they're always doing things. And for a person who's supposed to be coming home, for me, if it was me being locked up, I would be a person that would be like in my room or my little hole or whatever. And again, I don't really understand or know. So if there's people out there that are not rocking with what I'm saying, remember, I am only telling you what I know on my side of the fence. But here lately, just last week, I think I gave him $90. And I'm like, what the do you need $90 for? Like, what is it in jail that you need to spend this much money within a period of a day or two? And I just told him I wasn't going to put any more money on the time, no more money on the books. And I looked at how much money I have put on his books just off the soft side of probably $5,000. Now, I know I could have bought me another old school car, but it is what it is. The money's here, it's gone. And I believe in karma, and I believe what comes around goes around. But the main part of what I was trying to get to today was that he needed another $300. And I'm so over the money. It's like you're only calling me for money. When he calls me, I already know. I know his tone. I know how he's coming at me. And he's like, no, trust me. No, believe me. The one thing that I do know is I know he loves me, but the love is so thin. So my man here is going to, after I finish talking, he's going to break things down. It's more Staying in Your Light. Our segment is going to be more of like a counseling per se. Whatever is on my mind, then he's going to assist me, to walk me through it, to help me through it, or to whatever is needed. But I want to also talk about this is because I know there's a lot of people out here that are probably talking to people who are locked up. Me being green, me not being from the streets, me just being an average Jane that grew up with probably a little bit of money, that I just, like I said, I just wasn't a street person. And I'm not calling anybody or knocking anybody from how they grew up. But for me, I thought that this was going to be like you see the show, Love After Lockup. This is definitely not Love After Lockup. And I'd never want to be any of those people that have given 50, 60, 70,000. I would have stopped a long time ago. And I'm not judging anybody, but I just don't understand. What do you do all day long to get yourself in situations where you got to call me all day long to get 50 here, 20 there, 100 here? And I told him my main thing that I want to, and I'm getting ready to stop. My main thing was I had told him back in September, I said November and December. November was going to be tight because I'm getting ready for taxes for the house. In December, I saved for Toys for Tots. I told him that I had made a payment agreement with somebody and I had to do 800. He came out of his mouth and said, $20 ain't gonna hurt you. And I was like, wow. So you ain't hear nothing I told you. You ain't hear that I'm trying to save for Toys for Tots. You ain't hear me say that I'm always, all of my friends, I always take the time to really get them nice things because I know they work so hard and I don't have to. You ain't hear any of that. You just choose to be like 20 or 50 or 100 won't hurt you. And I'm done. Like, I can't do it anymore. And I feel sorry for the people who are still in that, doing that, but I can't. Like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Well, I think I was going to ask you, how does that make you feel? The decision of coming to a realization that maybe you're not being heard, or maybe you're not being appreciated. How does that first make you feel? You said you love this individual, but
I do.
how does
I
that
did.
make you feel with the actions of such one that you love?
The sad thing is I've never had a person who just wanted me. My friends say, well, you tell people too much. So when do I supposed to tell people that I'm good or that? But then if they see me, they see what I'm working with. They see that I have a nice car or that I live someplace nice or I dress nicely. So I mean, they're going to find out or they're going to see it. I just wish that there was a way for me just to be. I don't know.
Well, my question was that, and I don't know if you heard it. My question was that how does it make you feel that you may appear not to be being heard? How does this, not even in a relationship, not in a relationship is intimate, but just in relationships, period, and your human relations, how does it make you feel if you're not being
heard? It makes me feel like am I less of a person? I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm not getting it across to the person the way that I should. Maybe it should be a step-by-step book. I don't know, but
I'm hearing you say two things. I'm hearing you say that at some point in time there may be a miscommunication that on their part that they are misunderstanding what you're saying, and then on your part you're saying that these things are problems that you have, that are issues with you, when in fact the issue is not really with you. The issue is how do you address how you're feeling so that you can understand that these are standards by which you are not really operating on in terms of appreciating, loving, and valuing yourself. Self-care is health-care. That's the first line of your health-care, self-care. And so if you recognize what you feel is good for yourself and what is not only is good for yourself, but good for your higher self, and then you recognize that which brings that frequency to a lower vibration, you have to know then make the courageous choice as to, as you said, put a pause to what is causing you to lower your frequency and lower your vibration, and stay in a space of higher elevation, which gives you a potential to now attract to you those things that you desire for that continuing lifestyle of what you have in your heart's desire for peace, love, tranquility, that communication, companionship. These are things that you're worthy of, and these are things that you can claim in the name of what you feel is that which you're willing to accept. Because we teach people how to love us by how we treat ourselves and how we allow them to treat us. That's how we show them how to love us. Once they see you how you love yourself, and then they say, okay, that's what makes her feel good about what she does for herself. And then you show them how you are going to receive love from them. Then it gives them some playbook as to how to operate. A lot of us are freelancing in our relationships and freelancing by feeling, what feels good. And as long as it feels good, then we're going to continue on that pathway. But some things that start off sweet are ending up bitter because they were really bitter at the beginning. And so we have to now stop doing the things that are going to feel good, but start doing the things that are going to make us feel better. And so these are starting with our words to be published from our mouths, the thoughts that we first have in our thought life, and the words that we published in from our lips. They should bear us ripe fruit. They should bear fruit by being able to be planted inside of the walls of the hearts of those who we are speaking to amongst the family of humanity. And when they are planted inside their hearts, they will then be able to receive what it is we're saying to them from the heart. We're speaking heart to heart. But even at the time that we may have a disconnection from heart-based conversation, because one is speaking from the heart and others hearing from the ego, blocking that heart connection, it begins to have a sense of a relation of power struggle, a relation of competition. And one is trying to be heard over the other. One is trying to be understood, their point of view more important than understanding the other. And so the clashing in that communication dynamic only can create chaos, confusion, slowly eroding the love that is a thin veil in itself, slowly eroding it to make it become even more thinner and allowing us to find ourselves feeling that, love is an energy that's dissolving slowly based on the misunderstanding, the miscommunication, the misconnections that come from people who oftentimes in relationships that they are not clear on intentions. We are operating on, again, what is claimed to feel good. Sometimes it feels good to help others. And we get into that point where it felt good, it feels good to at the start to be able to help someone who is in a position of need, not those who are greedy, but those who are needy. And you're a kind-hearted person. So I don't want you to ever lose that space of wanting to be offering your grace to another, because if you do that in terms of with your intention to be helpful for anything you give, it's going to be returned to you tenfold, because you're doing that in service of the Creator. And so the Creator is watching you as a part of his creation, her creation. And so you're going to be rewarded for giving that. It's nothing that you've been taken away from you. $5,000 has not been taken away from you, thrown away. That's just been an investment in your karma that's going to be returned to you from sources that are beyond your imagination, because you gave that in someone's quote unquote time of need. But you have to, as well as others, when we talk about entering into relations, you are good at the point of saying you're green, because at this point you can learn something that I think will be able to help you in life and continue to guide you. And that is when we start relationships, especially when we want to consider ourselves going beyond just a friendship, we want to create an intimate space where we want to kind of vibrate with an individual. We have to ask each other, not just that individual, but one should spark this conversation. And that is simple. What is your intention with me? What are your intentions with me? And if you can answer that question as to what your intentions are with wanting to pursue a relationship with another as well, it should be able to begin to have a clear understanding as to what pathway we can take together and what areas we can communicate, because we are already compatible in our companionship based on the intentions that we have laid out. My intention is to love you, to be truthful, to be honest, to be loyal, to give you the energy that's going to always help you feel good about your value, about your presence, that I appreciate, love you, not appreciate you. These are intentions that we want to say that when I say, what is my intent? My intent is not just to play with your emotions. My intent is not just to be a one night stand, a hitter, quitter. My intent is not to be a player. These things, when you bring them to the forefront of a conversation in your communication and your relations, it gives you a chance to go forth and understand the vibration as to what is the mental state of awareness that this individual that I'm fond of has for me as well as for themselves. And if that does not add up to what you have already taken a self-awareness inventory of, what you feel is good for you, what you feel is you would like to have in your life, if they don't check off these boxes that also complement your mind, your body, and your spirit, then you have to have the self-awareness and the self-care and the self-courage to say that you're going to be fine with loving them at a distance. You're going to be fine with having relationships with them, but it's not going to be in a space that is going to be an impact or influence in your heart, matters of heart. It may have an impact and influence in your community or being a part of an organization, but when it comes to matters of the heart, they're not going to have the internal impact that they would have if, in fact, you found them become disagreeable without knowing why, and the intention that they had from the start was one that was disagreeable. You had to go through the experience. So setting out the intentions allows us to, curtail the experiences of hardship, heartbreak, heartache, because we know right from the start and right from the gate who are we dealing with and how to operate.
Well,
I don't know if you understood all that. That was long-winded.
Yeah, no, it was good. I think I got. And again, like I said, this stay in your light again is for people, for everybody. It's not like just for you, me, and her, or them. It's just for everybody. On levels, I have a disability, and sometimes I wonder, does my disability, and I don't know whether shun is the word that I want to use, but does it put a cover over my mind where I just do it? Like, it's like, am I really thinking things through? I remember as I was coming here, like I'll give an example. I went to the Redskins game, loved it. Oh my God. If you haven't gone to a Redskins game, the experience alone, I was like a little kid in the candy store. Oh my God, look at this, look at that, look at this. But anyway, that's no here nor there. But if y'all haven't gone to a game, you need to go. But by me going to the game, he hit me. And I told him, I said, in order to add phone time, I have to be at my laptop. I said, either I'll do it later on today, which was Sunday, or I'll do it tomorrow. And I only said that because I knew I was going to be home later on, but I wasn't going to do it. And I just didn't feel like I needed to tell him. He got so stuck on me saying that I'll do it tomorrow, which I did do it. I did it today around 9. I did it on my time, not on your time, not because you're pressed. You know what I mean? And when I talked to him, he was stuck. So, and where were you? And I was like, none of your business. You're not paying a bill. You're not my man. So why do you want to know what I was doing? Like, what can you do? I don't even know how many miles you are from me. Like, what could you have done even if I had done something? And that was just so ironic. He just got stuck there. And I could have been with people, but I've never been that woman. Like, if I meet you, let's talk. Let's first seek, do we have a connection to talk? I like an intelligent man. I like a man that if he can take a pen and create something, I'm going to be like, okay, wow. All right. And then we go somewhere. Because like if I see somebody walking and they got an outfit, I can keep that in my mind, go home, draw, and it's not going to be a perfect drawing, but it'll be drawn out enough for me to now copy that. And of course, I'll put a little spin on it. That's the type of person I am. I'm that art person that if I see anything that has been made, created, I don't even need to ask you how you did it. If I can hold it in my hand and look, flip it, turn it around, and I can go home and create the same thing. And it may not even be the same. If it was made out of metal and I don't have metal, I can create it. It doesn't even matter. That's my skill. That's the type of things that I do. But like I said, with him, I don't know. Well, you
said just now, though, you said that he was stuck at something
of me not coming home.
In terms
of that part.
Well, it's this thing called a possessive passion. That's something that, let's compartmentalize that for a second. But let's go back to what I was asking you. You never answered the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it's about getting in connection with your feelings, because to me, you're emotional. but you're not really in tune with the feeling of how this makes you feel, because that's what you have control over, your spirit, and so sometimes your loved ones, even people that you love, they may not feel so right, people that we love, they may not always feel so right, but even at that moment in time that they don't feel so right, it's up to us to make the choice to stay in our life. Even when people that we love say we love, they don't make us feel so right.
Mm-hmm.
Our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers, our loved ones, our lovers, our friends, when they don't feel so right, it's at that moment that we have to make that choice to stay in our life, because it's not going to hurt them or affect them anyway with us being emotional and responding with emotions. The only way we're going to go forward and get a situation to turn in the favor of what's right for the right, is to maintain the intention to do what's right, to say what's right, to speak what's right, to move what's right. You have to love real and be real. You have to love right and speak right. And so, to me, if something doesn't feel right, that's your first signal. You don't want it to become a trigger to now start you becoming on an emotional roller coaster as to you now having a power struggle emotionally with someone that you can't physically communicate and connect with. You can only communicate with them in terms of over the phone. And so now these things become where one's emotions now have to begin to filter into a link. So you have to be succinct in how you're going to communicate, how you're feeling, and how you're going to communicate how it's impacting, so that you can be heard and understood. Or you're just going to be screaming into one end of the phone and receiving someone else's screaming from the other end of the phone. And it's just a power struggle, you see? I know nothing gets done, you get exhausted, and then it's cutoff time. You think that the best way for me to handle this is to walk away, wipe my hands clean, cut my losses, and move forward.
Exactly.
Well, then, what was the intention when you first started, if that's going to be the end result of the relation? And what is his intention for calling you in his position when he knows he has limited access to you and limited things that he can offer you right now? He's more dependent upon you than can give you an asset. So my question to you is, have you ever asked what the intentions are? Have you ever told him your intentions? Have you shared with him that understanding?
I probably never asked him per se, but my intentions were.
Have you told him your intentions?
Yes.
So you said, Aunt, my intention with you is so and so.
That he said that he only, when I first started talking to him, he said that he had like 2 years. I was like, okay, 2 years. I always told him that I'm by myself now. So when I cry because I'm mad at being by myself, I wake up the next day and be okay. But now here you are. But my intentions was that I just wanted somebody that would just love me for me, because I know I'm a handful. I know that I don't read and write properly. My comprehension is not great.
Stop highlighting your deficiencies.
Okay.
That's number 2, because that's not attractive. You're telling someone what you're not. And these things you may feel about yourself, but these are things that are not true. You can't keep telling yourself lies and believing the lies. You're brilliant. You're beautiful. You have these things. Well, you should feel it. You know why you should feel it, sister? Because you're living. You see me? And life is beautiful. What you're doing for this brother called Ant, you don't think that's a beautiful person? Something a beautiful person would do? Not a desperate person, but a beautiful person. Not a disloyal person, but a loyal person, sister. So you have to maintain your light. That's what staying in your light is. Stay in your light is right now for you to use as a call to action for your spirit to once again take over and strive to thrive, to make your thoughts now be thoughts of compassion for yourself, thoughts of love for yourself, thoughts of healing for yourself, because we're all a work in progress. Yes. All right. So now you may not think that you can write, but you write better than many. You may not think that you can comprehend, but you comprehend more than many. You may not think that you can do whatever. You may not think that you are who you think that you should be, but you are a work in progress right now. You haven't given up. And with the breath in your body, that means that we have to set the mind This is a mindset on light. You can't attract the darkness and allow yourself to go spiral into a pathway of sinking, stinking thinking. That's self-sabotaging talk. That's self-sabotaging communication. Sinking, stinking thinking is our ego easing God out. All these things you told me that you said was your intention with communicating to act, that's something you have to take to the Creator. Those things that you just said, the Creator, I would love to have this. Thank you for life, Creator. Thank you for the source, Creator. Thank you for being the resources, Creator, for all the things I'm about to ask you for. So I know that you have them for me because you are the resource of all creation. So you already know my heart, Creator. I know that you understand my heart, Creator. I'm aware of that. But I just want to now audibly confess to you, these are the desires of my heart. They are this, and that as succinctly as possible. Not in a long-winded version, but a succinct. I want a trusting man, a loving man. I want someone to value me and to be true to me. I want someone that I can nurture and I can bring out their full potential. I want someone I can build with and we can nation time. I want someone that we can grow together and we can be all together. I want these things specifically right now. And so you have to recognize right now is what you need to put into play, not past or what it is you thought about yourself yesterday. This is a new day of grace, a new year of mercy. You're not going to start it off talking bad about my sister Sunshine. You're not going to do it in front of me, no way.
Well, what you've just said, all the things that you've just said is exactly what I have said, other than after my accident, I added a few more things to support me on, like putting my shoes on and dressing and things of that nature, or cutting, or just even helping me with my 93-year-old mom. But what you said was the exact words to a degree. I wanted to be loved. If you see me outside in my garden, come outside. You may not like the garden, but come and sit with me. You may be doing something that I don't like, but I'll come and that's the type of person I am.
You say these things to.
I told him that.
And I'm saying to you, that's not what you're supposed to tell.
Who am I supposed to tell?
The very first intention you have to set is your intention with you and your relationship with the Creator.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know. No. I mean, I knew. I didn't know.
That's the very first one who's going to love you and never leave you.
Yeah, that's true.
Number two, next set of intentions you set with is with yourself. Because you now set the intention with the Creator of your creation. But now you got to go for, it's easy to put those expectations outside of oneself onto the source. But now we got to go for handle our own responsibility of being a part of the resources. We co-creators now of our reality. We co-creators our reality. And now as we co-create, we claim with victory in the name of what we have given our authority over, so our supreme power. We've given it unto them, our request. Now we claim that faithfully those requests will be answered by us saying again to ourselves, these are the standards we've set over our life. Mm-hmm. And once we set those standards over our life, we can then articulate them to everyone in our relations, in our human relations. We've got a relationship with spirit, us and the Creator. We've got a relationship with self. Then we get a relationship with the body of our family of humanity that we engage. See those three compartments that we've all engaged in one? We've activated in one thought life, spirit, mind, and then our body and our relations with what we have in engaging with family of humanity. We can't operate from the body, confuse the mind, and then be broken down spiritually and think this is going to be something productive, sister. That's counterproductive. But that's how people think, because that's how the emotions, that's how the ego is ego, easing God out. When you work with that, when you walk underneath that spell of your ego, these are the confusions, moments in life that we find ourselves clashing with, because the conditions are not right for our own growth, for our own elevation. It's not time to devil up, sister. It's time to level up. Level up the love of yourself.
Yes.
Level up your appreciative love of yourself. Level up of your appreciative love of your abilities, not your disabilities. Level up your abilities. You have so many abilities. How many disabilities you have? How many disabilities do you have? You can speak up. How many? I guarantee you have double the amount of disabilities. You have double the amount of abilities than your disabilities. Okay, so we all are work in progress. And I guarantee you, what is your ability is someone else's disability. You understand? So you're a strength to someone. You'll be a compliment to someone, and you'll be a blessing to anyone. if you
I know.
continue to
I'm a
see,
blessing.
if you continue to claim and you continue to
Mm.
see the light that I see, you'll realize that you don't have to be put in any position where you feel you're being taken advantage of and something is making you feel miserable. Give to the needy and not the greedy. And this is something Ant has to recognize. What would he like to present himself as? Someone who is needy or someone who is being greedy? And if you're being greedy, then Ant, you are no longer good for me, because I'm only here to give what I can, when I can, to whom I can, that is in need. And if you are really in need, then you won't feed off of my emotions of saying that I'm now your possessive passion. You told me 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. I don't know how many years you all have been quote unquote talking or communicating, but has it been years of effective communication or non-effective communication? Because communication is a skill, sister. It's not
Oh
something we
Lord,
born
yes
with.
it is.
It's something you have to learn. It's something you have to know. It's something you
Mhm.
have to be able to recognize. It's a reading process. It's a writing process. It's a comprehension process. It's a compassion
Mhm.
process. It's called communication. It's a skill so much when you learn it as a degree. They spend years in studying mass communication, multimedia communication. What we're doing right now is a platform of communication. And so we have to recognize there's an order to these things. There's an order to communication, and then there's levels to relations. And so there has to be an order that's set with you and there has to be a level of understanding as to where you are at in the order that is being set. So the relation now can be built upon the foundation of compassionate, effective communication.
I needed you in my life a few years ago. Lord, child.
Everything is in
Woo.
divine time, sister. Everything is in
Yeah.
divine time. There's experiences that you have that you should be journaling every day. You write these things out so you can get out of your body and you don't carry this in your thought life. And it's not just free rent in your head. And it's not paying no bills, but he's
No.
living rent free inside your head.
Yes, Lord.
And so as a result, you have to write these things out, write notes to him, write notes to yourself about
Oh
the
yeah, I've
situation.
written notes. I've done notes. I just started for Christmas. I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a happy New Year's. I did forget to throw that out. I started I've always done a journal. So I am going to do my book on my 5 years of this. But also too, I have
But
one
be
of my
sure in that book, excuse me, I apologize
no
for
no
cutting you
no
off,
no no
but
you
be
good.
sure in that book you do not highlight your deficiencies, because that's something that, sister, I don't want you to think people are not gonna want to come to your pity party. What they want to come to is you showing them that if they're going through pity parties themselves, how you have triumphed over that. You giving them tools to share with them that you use that will have been successful for you too to be able to get from that, do that shadow work. We all have to do the shadow work. You're not the only one who cried. Everyone in this room has shadow work and tears that they've had to share in their own sacred space. I'm just saying to you, as honest and sincere as you are on this podcast and sharing with the family of humanity your situation, we still must not highlight that which is our weaknesses and think that someone is going to come and rescue us and send us a lifeline for our compassion, a lifeline of compassion, so we can hold on to be guided back to the shores of safety and shores of security. We're going to have to secure ourselves in establishing a thought life that's going to at all times monitor when we're starting to feel about ourselves that which is not healthy. It's not going to make us feel happy. And at the end of the day, it does not highlight that which is our strengths. And if you want to talk about a deficiency, then you can highlight how you're handling that deficiency, which gives that deficiency now no more power over your life, but you now are able to compartmentalize it and keep it in balance.
Okay. Um, I I don't feel that I am trying to have a pity party. I'm just letting people know I've always done this. It's just me because when people start to talk, if they talk over top of me, then I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. So if I let them know off the break that X, Y, and Z is what I have going on, most of the time, then they talk where I'm like, okay, I understand. So I'm not, and I hope and pray that I'm not putting it out there for a pity party. No, I don't like. Again, I don't care what anybody thinks.
Good.
I just want to let people know if they say, and again, I know I'm contradicting myself, but I'm trying my best not to. Again, I don't care what anybody says or thinks, but I'm putting it out there at the beginning that I have a disability so that when it comes back, they'll be like, okay. And then if they're finished talking and then I say, well, I still didn't understand what you said because I already told you X, Y, and Z. I don't want a pity party. I'm hoping and praying that I can help one person. 2 people, 10 would be great. But if I can just help one person, because I know there's other people out here going through the exact same thing that I'm going through. And
when you say you want to help them, what's the strategy to help them always be confident, correct? Is that what you want?
I'm trying my best to be more confident. And yes, that's what I would want from them.
Yeah. I think that's what you're saying. I think that's what you are. I mean, I think even you telling someone, here is what I'm working with. I want to be honest with you. I need you to slow it down. Speak to where the goats can get it. I think that is courageous because a lot of people, go into an environment where people who speak, as you said, above them. They don't ask any questions. They don't say anything. And they're giving assignments in this context. And when they leave out of that room, not knowing what to do, how to move forward, how to proceed, because they were not willing to get a clear understanding. There's no one's responsibility to get the understanding by yourself. If you don't understand what is being spoken to you, you are to live by the 4 agreements. The 4 agreements simply are to be impeccable with your word. All right. That's agreement number 1. Number 2 is to make no assumptions. That means to always ask questions, right? Number 3 is take nothing personal. Take nothing. Nothing that someone says good about you or says bad about you. Take nothing personal. And the 4th and the most important agreement is to always, in all your relations, do your best. That's all we can ask of ourselves. And then we can practice those 4 characteristics of the art of living. Being impeccable with our word. Word is bond. Okay.
Yes, I'm loyal.
Being able to know that we can make no assumptions. I don't want to assume anything. That allows me to be clear on everything on my communications and all of our relations. And step 3 is to take nothing personal.
That's hard.
Someone saying something to you, some outward influence. And then finally, in all your relationships, and all your things that you do, you take nothing personally because in everything, in every direction, you want to always present your best. You want to always be your best, speak your best, look your best, think your best, act your best, speak your best, talk your best, walk your best, present your best. And that begins to simplify our life as we go through the process. If you just operate on those 4 admonitions, that we operate, not you, or we all operate on those 4 admonitions.
Okay.
I hope this is helpful.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like I said, this is going to be a new segment that we're going to do.
Stay in your light.
Stay in your light. We're going to do it the first Monday of every month. And then we're going to figure out another day within the month to also have a second segment. So right now it's going to be about me, but then he could be outside riding his bike and something happens and he may want to discuss something or just on days that maybe we have nothing to talk about, we'll figure out a topic within the news or whatever and we'll discuss it. But my main thing is having this new segment, Staying in Your Light. And if you are out there and you have a conversation that you would like for us to talk about, we're definitely open. I will create a website and telephone numbers for everybody to reach out. You can still reach out to me on Late Night Whispers on It's Gorgeous Radio. My number is 202-510-2199. And also too, I'm not done yet. I haven't forgotten. Also too, before I have a clip that I want to show, but just give me 1 minute. Tell about next Martin Luther King Day one more time. Make sure you give out your numbers and all of that.
Excellent. Well, once again, I want to thank Sister Sunshine the brothers who are responsible for Gorgeous Radio broadcast, for having me here again for the Stay in Your Light segment. I want to really and truly appreciate love, the energy, the opportunity, the exchange. Stay in Your Light is simply a segment that we're trying to maintain as a call to action for the family of humanity, to use it, to use your wisdom, to use your mind, body, and spirit as a community of self to help in all situations where you may be challenged and facing challenges in relations, in spirit, in finances, in areas of life that allow you to once again be your best, even in the face of the greatest test. We hope that you guys will be able to share with us your insight of the light on how you handle situations that bring about challenges,
Yes.
and how you process these things that we often call shadow work. As light workers, we know the shadow work, the work that we have to do, that is the shadow side of life, the dark side of life, the side of life that brings about challenges that we are here to meet and greet and to overcome, because they bring out the strength in us. They show us what we're made of. And so there's nothing to worry about when you have to work with the shadow work and when you have to go through these shadow experiences. It's about just knowing that you have to come out of that at some time and once again return to the light, shine your light, be the light, see the light, speak with light. And one day we most certainly will fly by light. So before we all fly away home, let's leave some light work here and some love and light for the planet. Please join us on January 16th from 1 to 3 at Bloom Bars for a celebration of the King of Peace holiday, Dr. Martin Luther King's holiday, as well as a book signing, singing, and reading for Stay in Your Light. It's going to be an awesome occasion. The Mighty Plums will be there, as well as Baba Tuere Chica, as well as Sister Carol Walls, yours truly, myself, Baba Ras D. I will be signing the book as well as reading from it and performing as well. So we're hoping that you guys will be there. It'll be a light vegan refreshment, as well as all tickets for eventbrite.com or Baba Ras D at Linktree, or visit babarasd.com. All those platforms will be able to give you all of the information. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you so much for going out to receive the book, and looking forward to receiving you guys in the not too distant future on location, January 16th, day before my birthday, January 17th. One again, thank you so much, Sister Sunshine. Be blessed.
Also too, now just to go back a little bit, I did Toys for Tots. I did Paul Elementary School, and I want to say Eaton Elementary School, or it's on Eade Street Northeast. We have a quick little clip to show you all some of the toys and things of that nature. Can you play the clip?
Awesome.
2, 3.
Hi, it's Late Night Whispers on It's Gorgeous Radio, and I'm Sunshine. And today I have
Principal Fuller from Plummer Elementary.
And today I did Toys for Tots. I was called to ask to try to get as many toys as I could, and you'll see some toys on the desk. And so tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Fuller. Sorry, I got stuck there.
So Plummer is a wonderful little school. I'm the principal here, surrounded by awesome teachers, awesome staff, awesome students. And so what we really do is continuously try to give back to our students, our community. And so one of the things, I'm always asking for things for our students. So these toys are very helpful for families, and we just appreciate what the community does and how they support us.
So I want to thank It's Gorgeous Radio. I want to thank Captain White. I'd like to thank Phil Smith, Gerard. And I know there's so many other people, Tanya, Jackie, that have donated toys for my program. And I hope and pray that everybody will do donations next year. Love, peace, and hair grease. Mwah.
Happy holidays.
And that's it.
Thank you.
And you can keep going, And it's normally better than that, but, this is like quick on the fly. So however you want to do these things now is all on you. Because the people who did not come, sorry, I'm gonna take it to a hospital. Okay. Forgot that part. Okay, so I just wanted people to know that I did do my Toys for Tots. I need to correct a few names. My friend Jackie, my friend Tanya, Hart, Wes, so many guys in the car club, Phil, Jeff with the little yellow card that he has. I just wanted to tell everybody I really, really appreciate it. And this year, a lot of my friends are going to do $10 every other month. They're going to donate $10 every other month so that we can get more than 300 toys this year. So again, I want to tell everybody thank you. It's Late Night Whispers on this gorgeous radio. I am Sunshine, and if you have a business, if you want to promote a business, or if you just want to talk, or even if you want to do a show yourself, reach out to us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, all the type of links that you want to reach out to. Again, love, peace, and hair grace, and good night.
Shalom.